When you think about the worst pay-per-view ever in WWE history, you always hear suggestions like December to Dismember, WrestleMania 9, or WrestleMania 11, or King of the Ring 1995, the 1995 Royal Rumble, the 2015 Royal Rumble, the 2022 Royal Rumble. Like, all those pay-per-views are just ass. But there's one that I definitely feel like is a top 5 worst WWE pay-per-view of all time, and legitimately could be number 1 if you really think about it. Crown Jewel 2018 is one of the worst WWE shows you will ever watch. Don't worry, I'm gonna break it down and we're gonna relive that nightmare all over again. We're gonna do it all together as one big happy family. Before we do that, always please make sure to subscribe, like, share, comment below, and turn on all notifications to be updated with all professional wrestling things related right here on this channel when it comes to pro wrestling content, and to be updated when we go live every Sunday for the No Name Wrestling Podcast, 5 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. Now, if you've never seen Crown Jewel 2018, you gotta be thinking, what made this show so bad, right? This is when they first started doing the Saudi Arabia shows back in 2018, so this was only the second one they ever done. The greatest Royal Rumble they did earlier that year, that wasn't too bad, but it also wasn't excellent either. But this shit that we got at Crown Jewel 2018 was absolute atrocious. I'll touch on the pre-show a little bit. The only thing that really upsets me about the Shinsuke Nakamura-Rusev match for the United States Championship is for some reason them just fumbling the Rusev Day push. At this stage, we all kind of knew they weren't going to really capitalize and pull the trigger on Rusev's push because he had been over for so long, you know, especially throughout the year in 2018. And this was towards the end of 2018 in November, so we already kind of knew, like, yeah, that's down the drain. They're clearly not going to do nothing with this guy Rusev, especially after the momentum that he had with Rusev Day. But WWE decided to have a World Cup tournament for the PLE known as Crown Jewel 2018. Now, oh man, there's just so many things about this tournament that just went so left field, especially with how it ended. Remember, John Cena originally was supposed to be a part of this tournament. I think Daniel Bryan was going to be a part of it as well at first, but then they backed out of, the Saudi Arabia show for reasons that you can Google. First match on the show, a part of this tournament, was Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton, which shockingly, Rey Mysterio to a lot of people won this match. I was not expecting that, but this match wasn't long. It was like 5 minutes. Then after The Miz then defeated Jeff Hardy to advance in the tournament, that match was about 7 minutes. Then we got Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley in another match, a part of the tournament, and that match was not long either. That was about 5 minutes. Then the longest match yet that they've had was Dolph Ziggler versus Kurt Angle, and that was Kurt Angle at the end stage of his career, and he defeated Kurt Angle in about like an 8-9 minute match. And this tournament all happened in the same show. It was like WrestleMania 4 all over again for a lot of people. So now we have the second round of the tournament, The Miz versus Rey Mysterio. The Miz picks up a victory over Rey Mysterio. This match was like, 11 minutes or 12 minutes. Then you had Dolph Ziggler defeat Seth Rollins, and mind you, this was 2018, and we had seen Ziggler and Rollins fight so much this year at that point, bro. Extreme Rules and the Iron Man match, SummerSlam. Like, bro, they had so many matches for that freaking Intercontinental Championship in 2018. At this stage, you were just tired of it. It was dragged out. Like, bro, how many times are we going to see Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler on a damn PLE this year? Dolph would pick up the win over Seth. That match was like, 13, 14 minutes. And then you move on to the WWE Championship match right after, right? AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Now, you look at this match on paper, you're like, oh, this is going to be a banger, right? But this was the 4th time these two had fought in the same calendar year. And you're thinking, okay, well, they're not probably going to do what I think they're going to do, what they did earlier that year with AJ versus Shinsuke, because AJ and Shinsuke, they had 4 matches that same calendar year where Shinsuke didn't win a single one to become the WWE champion at the height of his popularity. And people were still already pissed off, Samoa Joe wasn't one of the guys to beat Brock Lesnar for that Universal Championship, so you're thinking, okay, AJ at this point has been champion for about a year now, so it's like, okay, if they're going to take the title off AJ, no better time for them to do it now, and Samoa Joe would be a perfect guy to take the championship from AJ. Wrong. Samoa Joe loses another match to AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Yeah, Samoa Joe got packed up once again. And then the next match was Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship, the vacated Universal Championship. Remember, Roman Reigns was going to be in this match, and it was going to be a triple threat with Roman as the champion, but due to his leukemia coming back, he had to relinquish the championship, so now the title was vacated. What do they do? Oh, every time, bro. I don't understand! Every time they put this man, Braun Strowman, in the ring with Brock Lesnar in a Universal title match. He could just never get the dub when he needed it the most. No Mercy, the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, bro. It didn't matter. Like, every time he fought Brock Lesnar with that damn Universal Championship on the line, he got conquered every single time. And this one was the worst yet. This wasn't even a competitive match. Braun Strowman's momentum died this night. His steam and aura died this night definitively. He was never the same after this match. Not only was this not a competitive match, Brock Lesnar pretty much destroyed Braun Strowman in convincing fashion, hitting him with multiple F5s. One of the damn F5s he even did was over the top rope. Just mad disrespectful at that point. The match was 3 minutes and 15 seconds of Braun Strowman getting his ass beat by Brock Lesnar so he could win back the Universal Championship after coming off that 504-day reign of terror. And when you thought the night or the pay-per-view couldn't get any worse, now we got Brock Lesnar once again as the Universal Champion. You get to the finals of the World Cup tournament. What do they do? What do they do? They gave it to a guy who wasn't even in the damn tournament to begin with. Shane McMahon, out of all people, wins the best in the World Cup tournament, defeating Dolph Ziggler in like a 2-minute, 3-minute match. And then when you thought it couldn't get any worse, oh, the main event happened. And the most disgusting part about this was that the main event was like 27 minutes long. This was the longest match of the night compared to every other match. Every other match was like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe 11, 12 minutes at best. And the main event gets 27 minutes? What was the main event, might I add you? DX versus the Brothers of Destruction. One of the worst WWE main events and matches you could ever watch. Now, granted, if this match happened, in the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, even in the PG era, this match would have been a banger. But this was 2018. This was the old man retirement tag team match right here. Undertaker was long past his prime and old. Kane was old, long past his prime. Triple H barely wrestled at that point. He was old and past his prime. And Shawn Michaels had been retired for like 8 years. This man, Shawn Michaels, went out with the greatest storyline / retirement match in WWE history with the Streak versus Career. Went out just looking like a G, right? He went out the right way. Just to come back and ruin it! And ruin it all for what? He came back with a bald, shiny head. Don't nobody want to see bald head Shawn Michaels, bro. That wasn't even Shawn Michaels. That was Michael Hickenbottom right there. We did not ask to see Michael Hickenbottom ever in a match. And what pained you even more to know that, like, AJ Styles had talked about winning a match with Shawn Michaels over the years, he turned it down. Multiple matches that Shawn Michaels had got offered throughout the years, and he turned them all down just to come back out of retirement for one night to go to Saudi Arabia to have a tag team match with two old guys that he wrestled in the past. Yes, we know he got great chemistry with Undertaker. He's wrestled Kane in the past. Triple H is his best friend. We get it. The story's there. But this is 2018. This ain't 2008. And everything, literally everything that you imagine that could go wrong in this match, it all happened. It all happened. Like, literally, 5, 6, 7 minutes into this match, the guy who was in the best physical shape in the match gets hurt. Triple H tears his pec literally like 5, 6, 7 minutes into this match. Of course, Undertaker looks old and beaten up in this match. He can't do much. Kane's mask literally fell off of his face in this match. When does that ever happen? That was a sign from God. God was telling us this match should not have happened that night. Because name another match that you can remember where his mask literally fell off his face. You can't. Shawn Michaels was out there doing moonsaults, landing on his face, bro. Like, oh man, it just looked terrible, bro. Like, everything you possibly were hoping that wouldn't go wrong in this match, it all literally happened, I swear to you. And what makes it worse, at the end of the match, everybody looks gassed, they look tired, they look just drained. This hurt me, bro. This truly hurt me, bro. Like, to watch four legends that I grew up on go out there old and past their prime trying to put something on together, and they couldn't do it, bro. Nothing they did worked, bro. Like, Michael Hickenbottom out there with the bald, shiny head just was absolutely nasty work. Triple H tearing his pec, Kane's mask falling off, Undertaker still looking, just beat down and old as well. Like, bro, nobody wanted to see it. Like, I don't know about y'all, that's not how I want to remember my legends that I grew up on. The people that got me into WWE or I watched throughout the years growing up as a kid. I didn't want to see them go out like that. When I tell you there was literally nothing good that happened on the show, I'm not bullshitting. There was literally nothing good that happened on the show. The best thing, I guess you could say, that happened was AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, and then the wrong person won for a lot of people, so that was even bad itself. That's not saying much. The first 7 matches on the show were all World Cup tournament matches that weren't long, and then you had 2 back-to-back world title matches that weren't good, and then you had one guy who won the World Cup tournament that wasn't even in the damn tournament to begin with. You gave it to Shane McMahon out of all people, and then the main event that was almost 30 minutes long. 2018 DX versus 2018 Brothers of Destruction, the old man retirement match. You could talk about how bad December to Dismember was. You could talk about how bad 1995 King in the Ring was, 2015 Royal Rumble, all the bad pay-per-views you want to talk about. You can talk about them all. Crown Jewel 2018 better be up there in that conversation. Legit, I said this was a top 5 worst pay-per-view. I'm sorry, this is a top 3. This is a top 3 worst WWE pay-per-view ever. There's literally nothing good on this show that happened. This was so bad that after I watched this, I'm like, damn, I can't get that time back, bro. I could have went out and did something else. The time that I spent to watch this show live in real time, I can't get that back. That's how bad it was. I regretted it in that moment and wanted to build a time machine to go back in time to get back the time that I spent watching this atrocious show. I'm sorry, it's a top 3 worst pay-per-view of all time. I will die on that hill. I stand on it right now. I had it in my top 5, but now that I'm really thinking about it and I broke down the entire show, it's a top 3 worst pay-per-view WWE's ever done by far. If you've never seen this show, don't waste your time. Don't go back and watch anything about it because it'll be a complete waste of your time you can't get back. And if you legitimately don't think this is a top 3 worst PLE, I'm curious to know what PLEs or pay-per-views would you put above this as far as being like worse than Crown Jewel 2018? I have to know. And if you want me to review some more bad pay-per-views or maybe some good pay-per-views, let me know in the comment section below. Give me some suggestions. And if you want to see more wrestling content related right here on this channel, you're in luck because you can click the video right here. If you want to check out the podcast that I'm a part of right here on this platform, the No Name Wrestling Podcast, you're also in luck because you can click the playlist right here to check out all episodes.